Guys, my truck has a dirty little secret I haven't been telling you guys about.
Another score for Mama's ATM. These have a little bit more rash, but they're fixable. Like here, that's not really that bad. And then the only problem with them is bolt, no bolt. So all I have to do is fix that, which isn't a big deal. But $300 for these bad boys. They're basically the same fenders that Alice has got on her truck. Hogue builds. Time to use my favorite tool, fixing this side fender. Gonna have to trim this bracket right on down here, this little flange, and she'll sit flush like the other side. It's nice and brisk out, 17 degrees. Coveralls for the win. Maintenance on a nice cold day. Well, that doesn't look too terrible yet. Let's see when it hits the ground. A little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, she's a dirty. See that? Time to change. $50 on Amazon. Same damn thing as Peterbilt will sell you. Let's go get it. Oof. It's quite a bit of dirt. Quite a bit of dirt that fell out of that damn thing. Tell you what. Alice gonna hit all the turbo boost now. Nice new filter. Not gonna lie, that air filter is pretty dirty. Had to tighten this guy up a little bit. I guess we'll have to keep an eye on them bolts. It's not Loctite. Yeah, X15. Just wants to eat. Man, if that little mods I did to it the other week destroyed that old transmission, good thing we did it, because now with this new air filter and this freaking chrome trim, probably another 50 horsepower, I'll tell you. Michelin's. Sounds good. Let's bump the idle up a little bit. Let her run. We gotta take her into the ye olde frame shop PPP tomorrow. Where's the hell is that switch? There we go. Let her run, let her warm up. See why this truck leans. This truck leans to the left. So we want to see why. We can't figure it out. It's the cab. And it's probably a Peterbilt thing. It's probably always done it, but it's really annoying. If you could see, it's not much because it's only about a half an inch higher on this side than it is on this side. But that half an inch higher at the top translates to this. So imagine the fairing and look in your mirror and the trailer is always being like this. And the truck's like this. And you think it's the trailer, but it's not. It's the truck. So, I don't know. We're straightening this truck out. We've done a lot of work to this thing. Now it should be, not that it's never been reliable before, but now with the new transmission, it's just like freaking butter. I just went underneath there, checked the U-joints. I always like to check the torque. Not that it would have loosened up because it's torqued and it's Loctited. And I checked the bell housing bolts and the airline that goes to the MTM, the mechatronics module. Snugged it up a tiny bit more because it was still teeny weeny little leak. Not much, but enough to make the suspension sag over sitting in 2 days. But that could have also been the severe cold we've been having. But yeah, this truck's looking like a large car, even though it's a shouty. But man, I dig these. I'm glad I got those for Alice for Christmas because didn't have this trim. Now we have that trim around the air intakes. It's a freaking bomb. Oh yeah, you can feel her sucking some air. Both sides are intakes on these hoods. So let her run for a bit. It ain't gonna hurt her. Tomorrow morning she's gotta go to the frame shop. Today's Sunday, and then Thursday, or maybe sooner if we could find a load down to Illinois, it's hitting the road going out west. So that'll be the true test for her. But she drove great from Dave's, 300 miles, not a single issue, and just shifted like butter. Now she's really for the road, ready for the road because we fixed the fender, fixed everything, so it's good to go. Whoop, whoop.
So yeah, as Martin alluded to, high maintenance has a problem. High maintenance leans to the left. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it either. Completely shocked me. That's crazy.
It's about that half inch or a little more. Well,
That's not cool.
It might be just an axle shift. Dude, they come out new like that from the factory. This truck's probably always had that.
There's our 3/4 of an inch. Maybe.
I gotta tighten that up since that loosened up now after I... Well, high maintenance definitely sits straight now. No longer crooked. So what we have a feeling, or I guess what we kind of know now, is this left leaf spring is bad. And they had to put a different block in it to be able to, because this side used to be a lot lower. Now it's in the nosebleed section. Yeah, that's kind of how these trucks sit. It's kind of dumb, but at least now the sleeper is all even. And back here, it's all straight. As you can see, she's pretty much straight as an arrow. Drives a lot nicer. We're over here at the tire shop though, because we got these Michelins put on and they told us to rotate them because they kind of have a pull to it. And they got enough miles where they kind of broke it in on it already. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do something with the exhaust because it's rattling around. I don't know if it's binding, but I guess we'll have to take a look at that. It might be binding. No, I guess it's not. Maybe it's just shitty roads.
Martin just got the bill.
$195 for this mount, balance, and all that.
Are you serious? $195? They charge you to torque the wheels to put them back on. Somebody accused us in the comments. I almost said compliments. It's not a compliment. They were accusing us in the comments that we've lost it all. We're too broke or we can't even afford a leaf blower. Sir, you do not listen. Martin did not want to buy that leaf blower because he didn't want a crappy Ryobi. And he couldn't believe how much they were charging for one. Because the crappy Ryobi we already owned that was at the house, we literally paid like 80 bucks for. If we're going to spend that kind of money, we'll be buying a Milwaukee leaf blower. Thank you very much. Anyway, that's probably why we're bitching about having to spend so much money on torquing our wheels. I love you guys. You guys are fun. That's it for today, I think. I'd like to wash my truck, but I'm feeling kind of cheap at the moment, so I don't think I'm going to. Maybe I'll wash it myself, but it is 24 degrees out, so probably not. We'll just roll dirty. Speaking of rolling, I am booked on a load tomorrow evening out of Appleton, headed to Illinois. And from there, we're going to go west. We had a reload booked with our customer, but that big old storm that hit Kansas has thrown a little wrench into it. So they had to, they got to do something. I don't have my load right now, but I have a load, is what I'm being told. So we'll figure it out. But that's probably gonna be it for today. I'm gonna go home. I gotta work on some stuff for the business. We have a lot of changes coming this year, like really quickly, and I gotta do some work to make that happen.
Man, trucks are awesome, ain't they? Purge valve gone. Gotta replace it. Luckily, it's not hard. Famous last words. So after you get your snap ring removed, it goes in there with a pair of cheapest pliers you have. You gotta fight this guy a little bit. And pliers will usually do the trick. Sometimes they get really, oh, that came out. Well, that's not, a little bit of water on there, but that's, you know, normal. We'll clean that guy out and we'll go after a new one. This is the air dryer purge valve. It's for an ADIS dryer. So we'll see if we can find one at our local Fleet Pride. See what it looks like in there. Yeah, it's not too terrible. We'll wipe her out with a nice rag. And then when you put these guys back in, these O-rings, you want to lube them up with either like a nice thin coat of grease, especially these up here, because these are likely to tear, because those are like kind of just the, I don't know what the hell they call them, but you want to apply some and be very gentle when you're putting it back in. So this is why our air dryer was leaking. This has kind of been doing it for a while, but now that it's gotten cold, it's definitely started it more. So I'm up from underneath the truck. I want to show you guys something cool. So these are like Teflon seals, and then the black ones are, we call those lip seals. And this guy, basically, when the air dryer pops off, it goes, see that? Well, I don't know if somebody's installed that once before, but that's not supposed to be like that. That lip ring is, O-ring is rolled, as you could see it. So that is our problem, and that's why this thing's leaking air, especially right now. It holds air when it's warmer out, but it's always had a little bit of a leak. 38 bucks for a new one, so not hard to replace. We're gonna go do that. And I guess we broke a bolt, so now I have to take that off and try to probably have to drill that shit out. Luckily I didn't use an 8th grade bolt, so hopefully it won't be too hard to do. Story of my life. All right, well, I'm gonna take this bracket off and see what I'm dealing with, and yeah. So unfortunately for me, yep, that broke off flush. I don't have the patience today to do that. Luckily, I bought a pair for Mama's ATM. So I'm gonna rob a bracket, and then I'm gonna just buy one, I guess. Actually, I might buy two, because then I won't have to mess with this, which also has a freaking broken bolt in there. So, sweet. Hi, guys!
I feel like we're just in Green Bay.
We were. This sucker needs to be replaced.
Let's go say hi to Bob.
Good Bob's here. Yep.
That's your driveway?
Look at this carrier. Look how shot that is.
Lovely.
So we got our new valve. It's a little different, but it's the same principle. We got a new snap ring, and we got a lot of this grease. You want to be liberal with this grease, because this guy, this lip seal, see, it'll roll itself when you put it in there. So you don't want to overdo it, but you want to put enough. So this is gonna be the trick now to put it in. We got it pretty greased up. The trick with this guy is you want to kind of be careful, and as you're going in, you want to kind of twist, and it'll kind of start seating itself. And you want to be even with it. So a lot of the times these just won't go in, these new valves, because it's a 10mm socket, and there's a little bolt in there, and it just, for the life of you, does not want to go in because the purge valve wants to compress. So there we go. You just got to turn it a little bit, and now we're in. Now we can get our snap ring in, if you saw that. So that's kind of what helps. You got to be really careful, especially on these cold days. Now you can see the groove here. We could put our snap ring back on, and it'll hold it in place. So you just kind of got to be, if you're just trying to push it in by hand and it's not going for you, just gotta, it's because this is spring loaded. As you see, this is what's going to be happening. See that? The old one wants to go in because the seals are worn out. The new one does not. So you're nice and tight now. And what you're doing is you're not allowing that purge valve to compress. So you're pushing up in it and you're gently just turning it. And again, this grease is your best friend that they give you. Or use grease, whatever grease you like. The snapper can be a little bit of a pain too, but you got to make sure it's seated. So we are seated, as you can see. It's kind of all the way around there in its little groove. And let's go build some air now. Sounds good to me. Just like it needs to. All right, so we just shut high maintenance off. And before, high maintenance used to go psh all the time. That you just heard was the fan solenoid. So we fixed that. Usually when you have a air leaking problem at the air dryer, it's this guy. Yeah, and it always happens in the freaking wintertime when you gotta work on it when it's cold and it sucks. But as you see, that right there, that lip seal getting torn was the culprit. We'll save that guy. See if I can buy some lip seals because there's nothing wrong with it, and those are replaceable. Ideally, I could have probably got one, but I couldn't get a lip seal locally, so I didn't get a lip seal locally. I paid $38 for that guy. That is for the ADIS dryer, Bendix. And I don't, for $38, I'll gladly pay that. Because that's probably about the cheapest part ever. Everything's gone up in price. Stupidly everything. Like Peterbilt, the 5825NN fuel filters for these common rails. For the X15s and the common rail ISXs. Don't mind my old pillow. $100 almost at the freaking dealer. They've never been cheap, but $100 is insanity. $96 to be exact, just so I don't lie to you guys. So, $38 for that valve, yeah, all day long, I'll pay it. I gotta fix this fender real quick that we've been working on because the bolt broke. So I have to put a new bracket on it, but I used the wrong holes. I gotta go to those. So just gonna fix that real quick and we're done. I'm cold. It sucks.
Disregard that disarray over there, guys. We are sending out the last of the double palm bear beanies. John in Gregory, Michigan is getting one. Dan in Downingtown, Pennsylvania is getting one. And then Terry in Florence, Arizona. Terry got two. So we are now sold out on those beanies. I could look into seeing if I could get more because I did have some people send me messages saying, hey, we went to the site and they were sold out. If you're somebody who's interested in one of those beanies, let me know in the comments down below and I will see if I can get some more ordered up for you guys and pop them back up on the website. But no promises, but those of you who bought from this edition, they sold out really quick. I'm really excited that so many of you love them. I think they're a hoot, especially when my dear husband wears them. And I hope you guys enjoy them as much as Martin and I do. This is where I start getting overwhelmed.
What are you doing, my dear? A beautiful plate frame. So somebody sent us this. It's a real nice frame, metal. There was no name, there's no note, but whoever you are, you're greatly appreciated, and it's going to represent high maintenance here. It's a beautiful plate. Thank you so much.
problem.